All right, in the studio with us is lead consultant, Illuminate Nigeria Development Network, Funke Treasure, and founder, iWoman Academy, Ngunan, Adamu. Ladies, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you for joining us on TVC Breakfast. It's good to have you looking all beautiful, bright and beautiful this morning. Thank you so much. Now, well, we'll talk about the challenges women in journalism face, and like what we just read, that the gender gap is closing. I wonder if that is what you see, or that is what you have experienced over time. I'll start with you, Ngunan.
I think I've been at the BBC now for 15 years.
All right.
And it's slowly closing, but not enough. And not at the speed that it should.
At the speed that it should, so it could have moved faster?
Oh, definitely. Really? Most definitely. I think for many people, especially for myself who live in the UK, there's initiatives that support the balance. However, there's women out there that are still not getting the opportunity, but also if you reach a certain age. So if you're younger...
So age plays a major role.
Exactly, a big role. So if you're younger, for sure, the opportunities are there. But when you reach, say, over 30, over 40, then it's like,
the opportunities.
Yeah.
What are the challenges? The ladies.
Before we go to the challenges, Theophilos, she is speaking from the UK perspective.
Yes.
Now I want to get the Nigerian perspective.
It's a peculiar situation here.
If the gap is closing.
Yeah, for us, we have quite a number of women in management positions. We have women all over the place, but how skilled are they? How informed are they? So it's one thing for you to be there. It's another thing for you to know what to do and to have the support that you need to excel at what you do.
Absolutely.
You know, so that's critical for us.
Okay, so in Nigeria, what are the challenges women face? Women in journalism, though. What are the challenges?
Well, that will be peculiar to different domains and different organizations. But basically, I know the women strive to be in management.
Okay.
And when they get to management, it's tougher for women to remain in management. I mean, it's tougher for a woman to get a second chance to, to renew her term, or to even do anything outstanding, because forever you're fighting the guys to let me do this.
Is there a gender gap in this industry that we are in?
In Nigeria, well, maybe not. I don't think so. We do not, because, I mean, look at TVC here. We have quite a number of women. In Radio Nigeria, we had quite a lot of women. I've retired from there. But you can see women all over the place in Nigeria doing one thing or the other in the media. But the thing is how impactful are the things we're doing.
And that's where I am going with you, Ngunan. Making impact. Yeah. What would it take? Because you talked about having the required skill. What kind of skill would a lady require to make that desired impact?
I think there's no desired skill. The main thing is resilience. Because no matter where you go, you'll always find someone who, especially, I say someone, it's both men and women, who will downplay your ideas, who will tell you your ideas are not as good as what you think they are.
Absolutely.
And, so it's having that resilience to be able to say, well, I believe in myself. And there'll be many times when people will always try and knock down those ideas, but just being able to pull through. And in a way, you have to thank the internet, you have to thank social media, because it's given women a platform where stations have not, So as much as we look at social media in sometimes a negative light, especially for the black woman, the black African woman, social media, YouTube, all these channels that have allowed women to actually be entrepreneurs in the media industry and share their stories.
Information is power, like you have rightly made it clear. Some persons do not know what to do with the internet.
Yeah.
So it is having a platform that will teach them what you can achieve with it, that makes them or opens their eyes to those things. And I guess that is what you are trying to come up with, Funke.
Exactly, because it's one thing for you to have access to the internet, to social media. It's one thing for us to find out what exactly do you do. Because you get on social media and you spend hours there. What are you closing a deal? Are you starting a deal? Are you distributing content? Because we're talking media. Content is king. content production is important in this age. So what are you doing with your content? Women do more of photo sharing, news sharing, and interactions on social media much more than men. It's proven.
It's a given, yeah.
Yeah, it's a given. So how are we using, as Ngunan says, that power judiciously? How do we band together to make more impact on social media with our businesses?
Interesting. We'll have to leave it at this point because we've run out of time, but then the conversation will definitely continue. Thank you so much, ladies, for coming on TVC Breakfast.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Ngunan, Adamu. Ladies, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Thank you for joining us. All right, let's talk about media entrepreneurship in media. You just retired. Talk to us how it's been, how interesting.
How does it feel?
To be retired.
You're quite young, let me just say, but I feel...
It's too early to have retired.
Yes, I feel it's too early.
Well, I'm not as young as I look. Oh. And I've already put in 23 years in the media business.
Okay, we're getting there.
No, wait, let's calm down.
Yeah, after 23 years, I said to myself one day, you know, I could just go on and retire in the next 8 years, maybe. But how old will I be in 8 years, and what will I have done for myself? Because I may not have that strength to run around for the kind of things, my desires, my dreams. So I thought, you know what, I'll opt out. I'll take an early retirement, not too early though. And and the reason why we're here is one of my dreams. One of the things I wanted to do, contribute in terms of training.
So you felt that your job was holding you back? Was that the case?
Yeah, because you have rules and regulations, things that you can do and things that you can't do, and you can't do some things together with your regular job.
So you're feeling fulfilled now?
Oh yeah, sure. Because then the contribution is on a larger scale to a larger community of people in the media. So it's not just within Radio Nigeria, within, you know, the media community where I'd operated as a facilitator and trainer for years. But now we're looking at the larger community, like what can we do for women who want to get into media? What can we do for women who want to be media entrepreneurs?
Okay.
You know.
Okay, so now I'll go to Ngunan. Now the focus is on women. Why women? Yeah, I mean, we have a mixed breed in the industry.
Let this go.
So why women?
So
there you go.
There was a UN survey that showed that 1 in 3 voices on broadcast, whether it's TV or radio, is a female voice.
Yeah.
That cannot be possible.
Why?
Because if we are, say, I know in Nigeria is it 51% of the population, how can only 1 in 3 voices be a female voice? So entrepreneurship in media is a big thing if you want to push the gender forward, push the conversation, and be able to touch more people. We have issues, we have entertainment that we want to share, we have topics that we want to share that some places might say, or some organizations might say it's irrelevant because the person who's in charge is a male voice who does not understand.
But some will tell you that ours is a patriarchal society and that the road will be tough and rough.
Oh yes, and it is tough, and I think resilience is something that we, especially as Nigerian women, have. However, let me give you an example. This is something that's so small. Just to get a passport for my son, you always have to have permission from the father. However, the father can get a passport without permission from me. So it's little things like that that you always have to, you know, to fight with, let alone being in the media industry and being able to feel that you belong in the industry because there's so many barriers.
So I'll come to you, Funke. So how are you trying to, you know, remove, if I may use the word, these barriers with this program that you're coming up with?
Okay, so the first thing is to let women know that you can do it. And you can escalate, means scale up to not playing small. Because women have a tendency to say, no, it's just okay where I am, you know, this is just all right.
As long as I can breathe, it's fine.
So what we want to do is, look, you can scale up, you can be big, you can dream big, and you need a network of other women like you who are doing the same thing that you're doing. So how do you become your own boss? How do you create your own opportunities? How do you distribute your content? When you go on social media, what do you do with your time?
Very important.
It's very important because you have to shift from just being there, spending hours on social Twitter, Facebook, gisting, and taking your work there and making it visible. You know,
and make the necessary impact.
And converting your skills into money. If you've
That's the most important.
Like 23 years in the media, you've got a story.
All right.
Put it in a book, sell.
We have to leave it at this point, Funke, because the conversation would definitely continue on how the program would look like and all of that. But then we have to leave it now. Thank you so much for speaking to us.
Thank you for having us.
Today with us is lead consultant, Illuminate Nigeria Development Network, Funke Treasurer, and founder, iWoman Academy, Ngunan Adamu. Thank you very much, ladies.
Thank you for
There are no ladies in the industry, the media.
Gentlemen of the press.
Okay, so talk to us about this event you're having. You say it's tomorrow.
Yes, it's tomorrow. We're having it somewhere in Ogudu. Can I go on?
Yeah, just some. Okay, just go ahead.
So somewhere in Ogudu, Ramat Crescent, we're going to be having young media entrepreneurs, female journalists. If you've ever had a dream to do your own thing, come, let's talk. Come, let's share experience. I mean, if you look at our guest facilitator, Ngunan has been training across the world, Africa, Asia. She's one of the best at the BBC. And then she has an initiative where she's been talking and training disadvantaged women struggling with their businesses and careers. So we'll be having quite some time to share. I've put in, just as I said, 23 years in the public sector, you know, public broadcasting. You know, I have my own experience as well, which I can share. Just before I left, retired, I had done this and that as well. So I'm just building on what I'd created while I was in full, you know, employment with the government. So now I have quite a lot to share. I have done quite a lot.
I'm certain, like you have mentioned, Funke, that Ngunan also has a whole lot to share. So what do you look forward to tomorrow?
So what I'm most looking forward to is sharing 15 years so far of my experience. I haven't retired yet.
That must be said.
15 years, and for me, it's paying it forward, encouraging other women to get into the industry, but love the industry as well. But also saying to them, if you can't find the opportunities within the big media companies, create your own, as myself and Treasure have done. And it's a bumpy road, but it's rewarding. And also showing that we as women work together. You know, it's not that every time you see women together, we're fighting, there's, you know, you against me, we're a team. And the only way to make magic happen is if we as Nigerian women, we as black women, work together to build our own empire that men want to be part of. And then we might let you in.
No, Tiffany knows to take that up. But how important is the aspect of networking, like she has rightly mentioned, because you get that feeling of it's a competition almost all the time, everywhere.
But, well, that's what we want to chat about, have a conversation around. It doesn't have to be competitive all the time, well, competition all the time. It doesn't have to be rivalry all the time. We can collaborate and move forward. If you have a gift of strength in digital marketing and distribution of content, and I am gifted in content creation, we can band together. Exactly. How do we band together? How do we take it forward? What are the legal implications of doing that? We can't move forward if we are doing it independently. It's time to, I mean, this is 2020.
What time is the event tomorrow?
It's 12, and it's just about 2.5 hours. But it's going to be intensive, engaging. We want to hear your stories. We want to tell our stories. And we want to move. It's January. We have the whole year to move together as a team. And it doesn't matter where you are. I mean, Ngunan is going to go back to the UK, but we will be together online.
So beyond this training now, do you have plans to go into schools? Because recently I had to go and give a lecture at a particular school. And I saw young, vibrant students who are hungry, who want to do well in the industry. But maybe they lack mentors or something. So do you plan on taking a mentorship?
Yeah, there's a post-mentorship part to this. I mean, we're not just going to talk tomorrow and share tomorrow and end it all up there. I've been a mentor for forever within the, well, more than 10 years within the industry. In the industry, and I know what these people I have worked with over the years are today. So we're looking forward at having Ngunan and I partner. You see, we're talking about collaboration and partnership. She's over there in the UK, I'm here, and together we can, further mentor the people who come
and make the desired impact.
Create a hub, make impacts, as I said earlier.
All right, we'll have to leave it here now. Thank you, Ngunan, for your time, and Funke Treasurer.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Theophilus would be there, I guess.
We'll be there. We will be there, no problem.
We'll give you a special consideration.
All right.
All right, thank you very much. So.